ladies and gentlemen. We are starting. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depends on where you are connected with us. My name is Emmanuel Adegbola, aka the Forex Apostle, and I want to welcome you to today's training, or should I call it today's discussion, or should I call it today's meeting, or should I call it today's conversation? Because I'm going to be, speaking to us from my heart. And actually, I changed the topic we're supposed to have today when I stumbled on this article yesterday. It touched me. It really, really bled my heart, and I feel that we should have that conversation. So do me a favor, if you are connected with us, just say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depends on where you are connected. Then type in your name and your location. Type your name and your location. Let me see who is here with us, who is here. I know some are perpetual latecomers. So who is there with us? All right, so if you are connected, type in your name and your location where you are connected. You are so welcome. Today's training is going to be very quick. Hopefully we'll spend like 30 minutes and we should be done. But it's very, very important. And also it's in preparation for tomorrow's training. So tomorrow you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss tomorrow's training. We have a guest. We're going to be having a guest trainer tomorrow, and it's going to be very, very fun. Tomorrow, we are going to be discussing how to start and grow your own private bank. So I'm going to be bringing our guest trainer, Miss Udoka Omenako, tomorrow. So you don't want to miss the training. We'll be discussing, okay, how you can start your own bank, private bank, and also grow it. Remember, this week is all about investing bootcamp, all about investing bootcamp. So don't forget it. Make sure you take note of that. But today, let's look into how to stop living paycheck to paycheck. How to stop living paycheck to paycheck. Figures don't lie, and I know many people don't like that kind of a topic. It's like you are exposing them. It's like you are exposing them. But all of us have been there. And I tell you what, majority are still there. Now, the problem is not being there. The problem is remaining there for life, if possible. So what are we going to do to make sure that we don't remain there? And that is exactly what today's conversation is all about. Do me a favor, if you are connected with us, type in your name where you are connected, and also invite somebody, remind somebody that we are starting, and then let them connect. Okay, I see some of my personal persons start connecting. Chaizo, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes. So make sure you type in your name and where you are connected. I'm going to be sharing my screen with us. As I said, it's just going to be pure conversation, and I hope you guys get some values from today's training. How to stop living paycheck to paycheck in 4 easy steps. Figures don't lie. Figures don't lie. I saw this, I stumbled on this article yesterday. Let me see. You see, this is actually on CNBC. So you should know that this is not just a random content written by a random person. This is a thorough research that was done. And of course, the results shows that 78% of full-time workers said they live paycheck to paycheck. Okay, that is in America, up from 75% last year. Okay, last year 75, this year 78%. 78% lives paycheck. What does it mean to live paycheck to paycheck? What does it really mean to live paycheck to paycheck? I know, as I put it in the introduction, nobody is saying that, okay, yeah, don't have a job. Everybody have, one way or the other, you have a job to do. But then, without that job, or if anything happened to just that one income stream, or one job, or two jobs, or three jobs, then it's like the whole health is crumbling. That is where the problem is. 78%, okay, of full-time American workers said they live paycheck to paycheck. So what does it mean to live paycheck to paycheck? It therefore means that once a check is coming in, another one, before another one comes in, the last one has finished. I remember I used to be there. Be working like 70-something hours a week. And before paycheck, hit my account, the money is gone again. And it's like something was actually just swallowing my money. So something was just waiting for that paycheck to hit my bank account, and they just vamoose it immediately. But then it wasn't really, anybody. The problem was me. The problem was not my employer. The problem was not the economy. The problem was not the country. So, and that is what we're going to be looking into. So what can we do? What can be done? What can be done? When 78% of full-time workers said they live paycheck to paycheck. Paycheck means that if you miss just one paycheck, there is a problem. You miss two, serious headache. You miss three. 2 days ago, we calculated, or yesterday, we did a calculation of, okay, if you say you want to retire, how much do you need to retire? You still remember? Who can remind us? Who can remind us the calculation that we did yesterday, how you calculate your retirement? You say, okay, this is how much you need for retirement. For you to retire, your retire wealth, okay, we said is actually, somebody corrected me yesterday. He said it's not really your income per se, because you might be making $2,000 and your expenses in a month is more than your income. So if you are making $2,000 and your expenses is, let's say, is around $10,000, then it means you are living above your means and you are short of $8,000 every month. So I will actually correct it to be your expenses times 200, okay, times 200, okay. So if what is your lifestyle right now, if your lifestyle right now is let's say your lifestyle right now is $10,000, and you are planning to retire, definitely you will be looking into what multiply your current expenses, multiply it by 200. Multiply by 200. So that will give you how much you need to retire. That will give you how much you need to retire. Now, it therefore means that when you retire, your monthly cash flow should give you this value, which is our retirement to our wealth. Okay, this value right now, let's call it W. Okay, let's call this one W. So this will now be, this would be a W, okay, multiply that by, just multiply it by 60% or 0.6, 60%, then divide that by 12. So this is what you will be getting monthly. This is what you'll be getting monthly after you have, you have retired. So now, but before you retire, it's okay, you want to retire young, you want to retire rich, or even if you're planning to retire by 65, you're planning to retire by 70, but must you live paycheck to paycheck to get to that stage? Okay, so that is exactly so what are these 4 steps? 4 steps, okay, to correct this. The first step is own it. You want to own it. You want to You want to stop blaming others. You want to blame yourself. You want to take responsibility. Own it. So when you're talking about, okay, yeah, right now that, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, then what can be done? The first thing is what? You own it. You look at yourself and you say, I am responsible. Jim Rohn said that he told himself, you have messed up. You have messed up. So if I look at myself, I say, I have messed up. I don't know if I've told us this story before. That was 2012. I wanted to hire this guy in London, about 17-year-old guy. I was doing good in the area where I needed help. And the guy wanted to charge me $500. And I was trying to price it down. And the guy told me that, well, I don't know your age right now, but something told me that something tells me you are more than 30 years or 35 years. He says, are you saying that you cannot afford it or you don't have it? He says, are you saying you cannot afford it or you don't have it? He says, so if you say, okay, at this stage right now, you cannot afford it, there is a problem. And if you don't have it right now, there is a problem. I was so mad, I was so angry that the guy was rude. Why would he tell me that, But then when it dawned on me, when I was by myself, I thought over what he said. And I said, something had to be done. Something had to be done. So I had to own it. I had to make sure that I was responsible. I had to tell myself that it wasn't the fault of my dad. It wasn't the fault of my mom. It wasn't the fault of the president, not the problem or not the fault of my location. I had to own it. I can't change the weather, but I can change where I live. Okay? I cannot change the weather, but I can change where I live. Once again, I repeat, you cannot change the weather, but you can change where you live. What does that mean? You cannot, change situation. You can't change what has happened in the past. You can't change what happened last year, what happened last 10 years. You can't even change what happened yesterday. But then you can change what will happen starting from now. So you own it, you look at it, you take ownership. Okay, you stop blaming everybody. That is step number one. Own it. That is step number one. You own it. You own it. You say, well, wherever I am right now, I am responsible. Nobody is responsible. Wherever, you cannot change the weather, but you can change where you live. You can't change the wind, but you can change where you stand. So that is what? Owning it. Then step number two, because of our time, we're going to be moving so fast. Step number two in stopping to live paycheck to paycheck is assess it. You have to what? Assess it. See, I like drawing this diagram. If this is you, and what you have, this is your income. If this is your income, and this is your expenses. If this is your expenses, now what will make you, okay, to start living some abundance life, to start living having some surplus, okay, at the end of every month, is that your expenses supposed to be less than your income. In other words, your income supposed to be greater than your expenses. So if you are making $5,000 per month, your expenses shouldn't be up to this 5,000. The moment your expenses is up to this 5,000, there is a problem. It therefore means that anytime this 5,000 does not come, then something will suffer it. And what is that something or that somebody? Is you. So when you look at it, most of the times we have our income, just one income stream. This is just one income stream right now. that many people have. Your job, which is JOB, just, okay, just over broke. That is what that means right there. So you have just this one income stream, but then your expenses, you have expenses, you have your rent or mortgage, you have your rent or your mortgage, you have your rent, you have your mortgage, you have, if you are in America, you have possibly, you have car notes, you have car notes, you have a student loan, you have student loan that you pay, you have gas and utilities, and of course, groceries. All these things are constant. You can't change them, right? You must eat. You have, phone bills, your phone bills, your internet, well, some of them you can cut, like recreations and so on and so forth. Now, when you discover these ones, this one is fixed. Most cases it's not even fixed because people lose their job. People lose jobs and things change. But these guys here, they are constant until you pay them off. For instance, if you are living in a rented apartment, you cannot afford but to pay your rent. You have to pay your rent. You have to pay your rent, or you pay your mortgage. Your car notes, if you have not paid off your car, you have to pay it. Your student loan, you have to pay it. Gas, you have to fill your tank. Grocery, of course, by fire, you must do that. Your phone bills, your internet bills, and this and that, trash, all of this. So let's call this side A, and let's call this side B. So you discover that the moment A is less than B, you will always be broke. You will always be broke. Now, when you are always broke, when do you want to have time to save? When do you want to have time to save? When do you want to have that enough that you need in our calculation that we calculated, okay, to retire? Because many people will say, oh, I'm going to retire in the next 5 years. I want to retire next year. I want to retire this. Now, when you want to do that, you have to assess all of this. You have to look at it that, okay, this is a problem. So if your income, let's go back to our example. If your income is 2K and your expenses every month is 5K, it therefore means that you are living $3,000 above your means. So as long as this formula is in place, there will always be a problem. There will always be a problem. So what can be done? We will discuss that shortly in step number 4. But step number 2 is, first of all, assess it. Assess it. Know the basics of your money. Okay, know the basics. Know, okay, this is how much I'm making. This is how much I'm spending. This is my budget. Many people don't like that word, budgeting. If you guys can hear me very clearly and you are feeling what I'm discussing, type yes on that chat window. Type yes on that chat window. Go ahead and type yes. And remember, if you have not subscribed to this channel, smash that subscribe button, subscribe. I know this kind of a topic, many people don't like it, but this is what we need. It's not just all about teaching how to trade Forex, how to do this, how to do that. We also have to look at, you have to be able to assess your situation. Why do I need to learn how to trade Forex? Why do I need to learn how to invest? Why do I need how to do this? Why do you? So you need to what? Assess your why. Why do you want to do what you are doing? Okay, why do you have to do it? Why do you have to do it? So you assess it. Is this making sense? Is this making sense to you guys? Awesome. Yes, you have to assess it. You have to access it. You have to access it. You look at, okay, how much is your income? How much is your income? how much is your monthly expenses. Then what is the difference? Then you have to look at it, okay, now step number 3. That is when we now get to step number 3. And what is that, our step number 3? Step number 3 now is what? You dominate it. You are now trying to what? Dominate your fund. You are dominate your cash. You are dominate your income. Remember, step number 2 now, you assess it. This, I'm talking to people that have job now. I'm not talking to people that don't even have a job in the first place. So if you don't have a job or jobs, the first thing would be for you to what? Hone it and go get yourself a job. Stop trusting for miracle, for one manna to fall, for one rain to fall. Since the day of Israelite, there has been no other manna. So you need a job. Okay, I see a lot of people, they will chat with me. Oh, can you be my mentor? I don't have a job. The first thing is you go and get a job. So when you get a job, then you assess your life. You assess your life. How much are you making? How much is going out? You know, you have all of that. Then you look into, okay, how can I dominate this? How can I dominate this? Understand your cash flow. This is understanding how cash is flowing out of your life. Cash flow. You understand how cash is flowing out of your life. I did something 2 days ago. It was crazy. I was started accessing my statement of account. All of a sudden, I discovered that I'll be overpaying on a particular utility, my phone bill actually, for over a year. You have to understand where money is going. You know, somebody is saying that if I want to know where your money is going, all I need to do is get access to your bank account. All I need to do is get access to your bank account. I can easily tell where your passion is. I can easily tell where your money is going. Just give me password to your bank account. Once I log in, I see your expenses. I can easily tell, okay, this is your lifestyle. Dominate it. Where is your money going? Okay, where is your money going? Then you now learn how to what? How to pay your future first. It's still part of what? Step number 3. You pay not pay yourself now. You pay your future. Remember what we've been talking about? This week is all about investing. You pay your future first. You pay your future first. You pay your future first. Not even yourself this time around. You know, when I know this will be very more applicable to us in US, maybe less to guys in Africa. When you work, before you even collect your paycheck, you know, Mr. IRS have already removed the tax. So you can also find a way whereby you remove something for your future before you get whatever you are getting. Okay, and that is where the conversation of yesterday also came. You know, we talk about how to invest in stocks and this and that. You know, you can set automatic debit in such a way that it will just go straight. That is why we have all those apps that we talk about. And remember the stocks investing that we discussed, stash, this, that, you automatically remove it and just stash it. Automatically, you remove it and stash it. Automatically remove it and stash it. Automatically remove it and stash it. You know, you dominate. You know where your money is going. You know where your money is coming from. You know where your money is going. So you dominate it. So the first step is what? You own it. The second step is what? You assess it. And the third step is you dominate it. You dominate it. You dominate your fund. You dominate your cash. You dominate yourself. Okay, you stop blaming others. You stop expecting miracle. Okay, I'm a pastor. I believe in miracle. I believe so much in miracle. But at the same time, God is not a magician. You want God to bless you. You have to first of all, okay, present something also. What is that little that He needs to bless? What is that little? So you dominate. You don't have a job and you want to be a millionaire. You want to steal it. You don't have a job. You can volunteer to work for somebody. You can volunteer to work for somebody. Either they pay you or they don't pay. At least you are acquiring some skills. You are getting some skills. Okay. For instance, I'm a Forex trader. If you are trading Forex and you don't have a job and all your livelihood is what you put in that account, you will burn out the account. Why? Because there will be so much pressure on that account. There will be so much pressure on that account. Is this making sense? Is this making sense to you guys? Dominate it. Understand how cash is flowing. That is what we talk about in step 2. You look at, okay, this is where budgeting comes in. How much am I making? How much is going out? Or how much am I going to? Then you start looking into what you need to cut down. So many people want to do training that's supposed to be just $1,000. Even though they're working full time, they cannot afford it. It's not that this training is expensive. It's just because they cannot afford it. So how can you now afford this kind of training? You know, different ways you can do that. Number one, you can decide, okay, you know what, I'm going to save $100 for the next 10 months. Okay, so you start putting $100 away. You start putting $100 away. You start putting $100 away. You start putting $100. So at the end of the 10th month, then you put down the money to do training. You invest in yourself. You invest in yourself. Okay, you invest in yourself. Then when you are learning, remember, once you start putting that money and you are going through the training, you don't stop these savings also. This $100, you still keep putting, because once you finish your training, you are going to need money to start trading. You are going to need money to start trading. Many people don't like to hear this kind of words. It's like you are exposing them. It's like, okay, what are you saying? Are you going to teach me? But remember, this is not all about telling you what to do with your money. It's just about, you know, helping one another. I'm not a financial advisor. And I tell you what, when I stumbled on that article yesterday, it touched my heart. When I stumbled on that article yesterday, it touched my heart. I said, really? I mean, I'm going to share it with us once again. He said, 78% of full-time workers said they live paycheck to paycheck. This is CNBC website. Over 71% of all US workers said they are now in debt. Yes, up from 68% of last year. So when you look at it, many people are in debt. So what can you do? So you have to, you know, that is where you dominate. That's where you dominate your cash. That's where you dominate your fund. Then we now go to step number 4, which is the most important out of these 4 steps. Okay. I just want to be sure that you guys are following me. So who can remind us of step number 1? Step number 1. Come on now, I'm a teacher. Step number 1 of how to stop living paycheck to paycheck. Step number 1. Go ahead and type it. Go ahead and type step number 1. What is step number 1? What is step number 1? You might not tell. Somebody might be winning something today from him. I'm not promising. Step number 1. What is step number 1? Let me see who will first go. The idea. Step number 1. What is step number 1? While you guys are waiting to do that, make sure you plan yourself for tomorrow's training. We're going to be having a guest trainer tomorrow. I have a Miss Udoka that she will be with us tomorrow, and we'll be talking about how to start and grow your own private bank. I look forward for it. So make sure you take note of it and show up early. Okay, so what is step number 1 that we discussed? Step number 1, come on guys, go ahead and type it. Who is typing? Step number 1, what is step number 1? What is step number 2? And what is step number 3 before we discuss step number 4? Okay, Dudu Rich says, own it. Yes, own it. Be responsible for it. Okay, be responsible. Says, I caused it. Because if you are a student, you went to school and then you score 100%. You will say, oh, I score 100%. But when you failed, maybe you score 40%, you say the lecturer failed me, gave me 40%. No, You own it. Okay, you own it. That is step number one. Step number two. What is step number two? What is step number two? What is step number two? Come on, guys. What is step number two? What is step number two? Step number two. I'm waiting. What is step number two? I know there is a 10 minutes lagging between my voice and where you guys are. What is step number two? Step number one is own it, that is, be responsible. Tell yourself, yes, I caused it. Yes, I messed up. Yeah, you know, that is step number, that is where it starts. You just own it. So what is step number two? Step number two is assess it. Thank you, Juliet. Step number two is what? Assess it. Take a look into your finance, your income, okay? How much is coming in, how much is going out. There are some subscriptions that you might have to cancel. Seriously, there are some subscriptions that you might have to cancel. Imagine if you are paying $120 on internet, I mean on cable bills, okay? You're paying $120 per month on cable bills per month. In a year, this is $2,400, okay, that goes to cable. And this is a cable service that you don't even watch. Right now, most things you can watch on YouTube. If you have an internet, you have the internet, you can watch whatever you want to watch. And there are some online streaming things that you just pay, you know, you just pay a couple of dollars and you get access to them. This $2,400, you can invest this into training. If you're a Forex trader, you can put this into your Forex account. You can invest this into stocks. You can invest this into, you know, cryptocurrency and so on and so forth. And that's what we're going to be talking about in step number 4. So what is step number 3? What is step number 3? Step number 3 is what? You dominate. You dominate it. Step number 3, you dominate. You dominate it. Understand how cash is flowing out of your life. You understand how cash is flowing out of your life. Understand how cash is flowing out of your life. So now let's go to step number 4 because of our time. I actually thought by now we must have finished. Step number 4 is what? Grow it. Grow it. Grow it. Grow it. That's step number 4. Step number 1, you own it. Step number 2, you access it. Step number 3, you dominate it. And step number 4, you grow it. What does that mean? You will agree with me right now that your dream is bigger. Your dream is bigger than your current income. True or false? True or false? Come on, guys. True or false? Your dream is bigger than your current income right now. True or false? Your dream is bigger than your current income. True or false? Come on, guys. We need to start rounding off small. Your dream is bigger than your current income right now. So what can be done? True or false? Your dream is bigger than your current income. So if your dream is bigger than your current income, so what can you do to increase your income? There are different ways by which you can increase your current income. Okay, the first one will be for you to increase your value. Okay, increase your value, because what you are making right now is directly proportional to the value you bring to the marketplace. If you are making $20 per hour, it therefore means that is the value. If you are making $1,000 per hour, that is the value. If you are making $50 per hour, that is the value you bring to the marketplace. So you now look into how to, number 1, increase your value, okay? Because your dream is bigger than your current income, okay? Then look for ways to create passive income. We've talked about this over and over and over. Passive income is the income, okay? This is the type of income that comes into your life, into your bank account, without you actively being there. Without you actively being there. And that is the purpose of this week's training. This week is all about investing. When you invest, can you imagine now, if you invest into stocks like AT&T, they pay you 7% dividend. So yesterday we discussed that concept, that when you buy stocks of a company, you own that company partly also. You are a partial owner of the company. So it doesn't matter whether you are there, you are not there, the company is working. So that dividend, by the time it gets to your account, it's what? It is passive. It is passive. You can trade, okay? You can invest. Talking about investing now, we cannot even expose all of this because there are different vehicles. There are different investment vehicles. There are different investment vehicles. You can have a job and you are still trading Forex, okay? As part-time trader. Part-time trader. Let me show us this. I like showing this because I believe some of my students, they already know this that I'm about to show you. You know, many people will say, okay, yeah, I don't have money. Many people are shocked. They are scared of retirement because they don't have a blueprint. They don't have a template. They don't have what they're working with. Remember when we talk about you saving, disconnect your cable service, disconnect some things that can save you money. Now, if you are able to raise, let's say $5,000, and you have an investment that is giving you 5% monthly. Okay, I know most investment is annual. If you are able to get the one that gives you 20% annual, that annual return, that is very awesome. But with what I do when it comes to Forex, if you are a trader and you are trading by yourself, you should be able to get 5%, okay, return on your capital every month. Then don't look at 1 year, don't look at 2 years, look at 10 years down the road. If you can work for somebody for 35 years, 30 years and retire, so why can't you dedicate and say, okay, you know what, set a goal? Many people underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years, but they overestimate what they can achieve in 1 year. So, okay, let's say you start an account with $5,000 and you are having 5% monthly, okay, return. Then you decide, okay, 10 years, that's going to be 120 months. How much will this your little money turns to? You know, at the end of 10 years, you will be having, this is 174, this is over $1 million in your bank account that you can withdraw. You can actually withdraw this money. And remember, your capital gain also will be very, very low because this is 10 years investment. This is 10 years thing. It's not something that you cash out within 1 year, because that is where you sometimes you kill yourself with the capital gain. Okay, guys, is this making sense to us? Is this making sense to us at all? Is this making sense to us at all? There are other ways by which you can increase you can grow your income. Okay, you can do affiliate marketing. I mean, there are a lot. We'll be doing trainings on different areas. You can do part-time things that doesn't involve you, and that is when we're talking about passive. You can invest. Your money can work for you. You don't have to necessarily be there. You don't have to necessarily be there. Your money can begin to work for you. Like this yesterday, I sent an email to one of the brokers I use for my trading. That was actually FX Choice. As okay, I want to even know how much I have made when it comes to referring others. I was shocked when they even sent to me, you know, what I've made from them so far. When it comes to, even though sometimes I divert the money also to trading. Okay, take a look. This is FX Choice. Okay, this FX Choice, you can see IB commission. That is referring, when you refer others. You can see this one here. This is $5,000. Okay, this is 7,000. This is 87,500, 6,000, 4,000, 12, 125, 1,000. Can you see? This money are money that comes into my wallet without even touching it. I mean, without me doing anything extra apart from what I'm doing. Some people invest into real estate. Some people invest into, bond. So there are a lot of investment vehicles. Remember, I'm not an investment advisor. I'm just a coach. I'm just a trainer, but I love sharing whatever I'm doing. And hopefully this will help somebody. Hopefully this will help somebody. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to all of you. Remember, tomorrow we have a special training. It's going to be an awesome moment. It's been a wonderful 1 week, So tomorrow we're going to be discussing how to start and grow your own private bank. How to start and grow your own private bank. So we're going to be looking at it in another perspective. This time around now, we're not discussing Forex, but how can you use your money and create your own private bank, whereby you want to borrow money, you can borrow from it, and when you are paying interest, you pay interest back into it. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. I have most of all these accounts myself. If I want to borrow money, I borrow money from my own bank, and when I'm paying back my own bank. So the interest goes into my own account, into my own bank, so without paying somebody 21%, 29%. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Once again, I'm so excited that you guys showed up today, and I want to say thank you. So tomorrow, don't forget, same time, same channel, and we'll be finishing this 1 week boot camp. I hope you got value from today's training. If you did, make sure you subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends. Share it with your friend. You don't know who you might be helping. Okay? Just share what we've discussed with somebody. Okay? Let them decide by themselves. You invite some of your friends to a party, they cannot come because they cannot just afford to call in just 1 day, because that 1 day is going to show on the pay stub, on the paycheck. Okay? You can help somebody to stop living paycheck to paycheck. That is exactly what we have discussed. My name is Emmanuel Adegbola. If you need any help, you can always contact me. You can connect with me on Facebook. You can connect with me on WhatsApp. I'm always ready to help.